Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I thought I would experiment with a new line of makeup. Well, they're not really new, they've been around for a while, but this makeup line part is new for them. This is Ardell, and normally they do false eyelashes, but they have expanded and broadened their range to include eyeshadows and lip products and brow products. So I bought a little bit of each, and I thought I would do a eye look demo for you, using the products so that you could see. They have mascara, they have brow products, they have lip products, and I looked first to Stephanie Nicole to see what she had to say because she worked for them, but apparently she left her job there and she didn't have anything up about this. I like Ardell quality lashes. I think that they work really well. I didn't care for the magnetic ones, but I do like the regular lashes that you use the glue with. So what I first did is I decided to just do my face first, and I used just some other face products, and one of my new favorite face products is actually from Bourjois. This is their CC cream, and I am loving this. I really enjoy it. It lasts all day, it doesn't sink into the lines, it doesn't exaggerate the pores, and it's becoming one of my favorites. I only have 5 foundations, and this is one of them. I think I'll probably do a video on foundations. I really have minimalized everything down, and it actually makes things so much easier and quicker getting ready. Anyway, back to Ardell. I'm doing my face first. I'll just show you real quick how I did my concealer face stuff. And then we're going to start in, and I will do a real-time eye look, which was requested by Wendy, I believe, a real-time eye look. Okay, so I'll be back with you shortly. Now that the face is done, let's start with the eyes and let's have at it. Okay, let's start. Now this is the Ardell eyeshadow palette. This is the matte one. They do have a shimmer one as well, and it's really quite nice. There's let me just pull this out. It's a cardboard packaging. There's no mirror. And I'm just going to show you. What I'm going to do is just use a combination of this light shade right here and this kind of yellowy shade, and I'm just going to put that on my lid all the way up to the brow bone, and it's really nicely pigmented. I really like the eyeshadow quality, seems quite good. So with the lighter shade of matte, it's usually difficult to get a good amount of pigmentation, but this actually was pretty good. I'm going to take a little bit extra of this very light color and put it on the inside corner here where you get a lot of darkness from your eyes sinking into their eyeball sockets. Okay. I'm going to take this Real Techniques and I'm going to go into this shade here on the end, and that's going to be my crease shade. There's not very much fallout at all with these. I've used this now 4 times and I'm pretty pleased with the staying power of these shadows, and I'm also pleased with the spreadability of them. They do sheer out quite nicely. Some eye primers I found that didn't work with them, and that was one of them was the this NYX Proof It that didn't work well. For some reason, they wouldn't budge. They didn't want to blend with that one, so I used the MAC Painterly pot, and that seems to work really well. So you can see I'm starting to get a little bit of definition here in the crease, and I'm just kind of going over the top, just above the mobile lid part, straight across, and then down on the edge. So I'm making little V's right over the top. And I'm just smearing it out. Smear it out as much as you can. You want to blend that as much as you can. It's a part of eyeshadow stuff I never used to do. And I think that that's something that I've learned from being on YouTube and from watching other people, and just from over the years going to makeup counters and being made up. And I'm just going to lay it down first, and I'm going to blend it out. I'm just taking my foamy sponge here and I'm just cleaning off, dry cleaning off the brush. And I'm just going to blend a little bit more. Blending, blending, blending. Blending, blending, blending. Can't blend enough with this. So now I'm going to take this slightly light orange color, and I'm just going to go all along the outside edge of that dark color on the crease, and it just sort of makes the color fade up into the light color. And I'm just going to put this yellow right up here, right up on top. So you've got this transitional thing going on. It's a little cleaner looking. I'm going to take this light color and just make a stripe on the inside, on both sides. Stripe on the inside. I always try to mirror each action on each side so that I get kind of the same thing at the same time, so I can see what I'm doing. So now it's time to go with some texture on the outside, and I think I'm going to go with this kind of dark olive color. It's very pretty. And I'm just going in the last outer third of my eye with that. Blending that into the corner and up just a little bit into the crease. Gonna go into here. Just patting it into the last third and up into the crease and just above the crease in that last third corner. And I'm gonna just kind of blend it in. So this is a more settled daytime sort of look. I'm going to go a little bit darker, I think. I'm going to go up into here, into this darker brown, and I'm going to go right into the very corner here with a little dot right in the very corner. A little dot. I'm going to clean my brush. I'm just going to blend that a little bit up in. Blend it up in. Don't want any harsh lines. And now I'm going to check in my mirror, and I really think this is an important step. You need to check in your mirror. And we had a lot of stuff we cleaned up. Okay, so now I think I'm going to use a pencil brush, which is just a brush with a very fine tip point, kind of like a pencil or a marker. And I'm going to go back into that olive green color, and I'm just going to draw a line from right in the corner up there, right to about halfway under my eye, using the shadow. Going back in, starting here, and working right down to about halfway under my eye. And you can see it's not a severe line, but it's enough that it gives some definition. I'm going to go into this kind of charcoaly gray color. I'm going to just go along the edge of the top to about halfway again, and again halfway to the top. Now these are all matte shades, so if you want any kind of fun shades like a sparkle or anything like that, you're going to have to take them from another palette. They have Stroke a Brow, which is kind of interesting. It is a liquid pen, and it reminds me a little of the Kat Von D tattoo liner. It doesn't have any way to bring more product to the surface, so I'm a little concerned about that, but I did like the look. It comes like this, and when you pull it off, you've got a brush, and there's no way to like make more go in. It's a liquid, it's a thin liquid, and I'm just going to, I'm going to get near here so you can see, hopefully. Let me just, you can see there that it does a very, very fine, thin liquid line. And what's kind of odd about it is you can see it on your brows subtly, but it's not so apparent that it looks false or drawn in. So this is the light taupe shade, the light blonde shade, and I'm kind of swishing it back and forth over the hairs themselves so they get coated with it. So you can see the difference. It doesn't have a spoolie, so you're going to have to do that. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. And this is the lightest shade, so I don't know if you're supposed to leave it down so that it gets more stuff in the tip, or if the stuff is actually in the tip. I don't know. I'm just going to twist it around, and we're just going to do the other side. So it gives a very natural look, but I'm just not sure about how to get more product out of it, because it just seems to be dried up very quickly. I've only used it 4 times, and it seems low or something, I don't know. I prefer other brow types of products besides this. I was a little disappointed in this. So this was actually a bit of a disappointment. And this is the Stroke a Brow. I would say that it seems to be losing some of its fluid. So this was not my favorite in the line. So for eyelashes, first I'm going to curl them, and I'm just going to get it as close as I can with a lash in between, close it, and hold it for about 10 seconds. Now if it hurts when you're doing this, you've got the clamp too close to your eyelid, so you have to just go up a little bit from there. So the mascara is called Top and Bottom Precision Mascara. And I think what I'm going to do, a lot of people think you should start with the bottom lashes first, so I'm using the bottom half. The other half has a slightly different shaped wand. This is the bottom. And it says on the packaging, are you a top or a bottom? Just going to wipe that on. This reminds me a lot of the IT Cosmetics Tightline Mascara. It's very, very similar. I don't know if it's the same formula as the top lash is. It feels wetter though for the application. It feels much wetter. Okay, I'm just swishing side by side. Make sure I get all the hairs covered. And I'm going to have to go in with my 10 by magnifying mirror and clean up, but I'll wait till I get the top done too. So the other side is the top side. And it's got one of those cone shape wands, which I've seen in other mascaras. It seems to be more of a dry formula though. I don't see that you get a really huge big hunkin' lash out of this, but you do get a really nice healthy lash. It doesn't clump, it looks fine. I don't have any complaints about it other than the fact that I like a bigger lash. But since we're putting on false lashes today, I'm going to not worry about it. And the cone shape does help as far as being able to get closer to the edges. I would definitely do a second coat on these. So let's start over here, second coat. Real-time eye look. I do listen to you. I do try to do what you ask. Alright, now I'm going to look in my 10 by mirror and try to clean up any of the stuff that didn't make it in the right place. Yeah, there seems to be a little bit here from where I stuck it in my eye. This is also a good time to see if you need to add any eye makeup or anything like that. Okay. I'll put the false lashes on a little bit later, so let's go to the next step here. Our next step is lip lining, and this is the no slip liquid lip liner. This is similar to the brow thing where it's a brush and you don't know quite where the fluid is coming from or where it's going to. You're gonna have to just do this. See if we can. Now it has kind of a look of like a ink pen, almost like a red ink pen. I'm not sure I like this. I noticed that after I had it on all day, when the lipstick faded out, I still had the thin little lines. So I'm gonna fill it in a little more than just leaving it as a outside thin line. Yeah, it's definitely not my kind of liner. So this was the no slip lip liner, and I'm not sure what this color was. Longest Kiss is the name of this color. Okay. All right, now we're going to use the matte whipped lipstick. And this reminds me a lot, that looks a lot like the Dose of Colors kind of lipstick, very similar. The packaging is very similar and the texture feels very similar. And this color is called Nude Photo. Doe foot applicator. Goes on very moussey. Moussey, satiny, but it dries down quickly to a matte. Alrighty, well, I'm going to take these off, and what I like to do is pre-measure first to see how big the lash is on me. These seem to be a pretty good length. I don't need to take anything off. So I'm just going to take this House of Lashes. And I do lashes a little bit weirder than most people. I actually put the lash glue on my actual lid. I know, wild, huh? And why do I do it this way? I was taught it from Merle Norman. Well, the people at Merle Norman taught me that. And I think it's an interesting way to put eyelashes on. You don't have to wait. You can just put them on, hold them down. And your chances of success are much higher than doing it the other way, where you put the glue on the actual lash and wait 30 seconds and then try to maneuver it on your lash line. I don't know why this works better, but it works better for me. Just dropping that in, and I make sure the end is down first. I like to have that down first, and then I play with the other end, the front end. Just gonna look at my 10 by mirror, and they're in. So the final touch of the eyelash process is I like to take an eyeliner, an automatic eyeliner, and it's Tattoo from Kat Von D, and I like to go in between where the skin meets. I draw a line first, make sure it's all even and covered, and then I just kind of tap in to make sure all the spaces that show skin are covered with black so that they blend in, and I fill in right there so that it looks like a natural progression into the lash. And I just take a little bit down in the corner. So, let me blow out my hair, let me put my earrings on, and we will be right back. So here we are, all set. I have my recycled earrings on. Aren't they cute? Little made out of cans, recycled cans. All right, so here's the matte lips, which I think adding a little bit of color might be nice. Let's put a little bit of this on. Putting a little bit of lip gloss on just to add a little bit of pizzazz. And I think maybe just adding from the Baroque palette, I think I'm just going to add a little bit of this right here. So I just added one extra little color just to add a little bit of pizzazz to this look. I think it's a lot of fun. So my feelings on Ardell makeup. The stroke of brow, I think really, even though it's unique the way it goes on, it does coat the hairs, which is nice. There's no way to control the flow of the liquid in here, and that bothers me because I'm wondering if I leave it on its head, if it's going to help it, you know, be stronger coming out or not. But I don't like that. I think that there's better things out there like the Ulta Brow tint is, to me, one of the best things you can use for your brows, so I'm going to have to say the Ardell was a fail there. Also a fail, actually, is the No Slip lip liner. I just didn't like the look of it, and I didn't have a way to control the flow of the liquid, and I don't know when it's going to dry out. I don't trust it. And so if I took this with me somewhere and tried to retouch and it didn't work, I'd be kind of angry. So this didn't work out well for me at all. The mascara actually was quite passable. It was a good medium meh kind of mascara. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't outstanding either. One plus for it is that it didn't leave dings under my eyes even after a long, very stressful day at work. And it didn't flake underneath. So those are two good points. The eye look from it, I think you have to keep building it up in order to get a good lash look from it. So I like the bottom lash wand. It reminds me of the Tightline from IT Cosmetics, so it's a really nice alternate for that. So yeah, I'm kind of mixed on this one. I think it's excellent for the lower lash mascara part of it. The upper lash cone shaped mascara one, it's okay. The eye palette. This is the matte palette. It's $14.99. I think it's a great price point for it. I think it's a nice assortment of colors here. You've got some neutrals, some warms, and some cools, and I think that's a really nice assortment of colors. My complaint is that the crease colors, the longevity of them wasn't really so much there. The darker colors did last a long time, and they were very pigmented. It didn't go muddy on me when I blended them together, and that's really good, and it's hard to find with cheaper palettes. So all in all, I think that the matte eye palette was very good, and I'm going to try the shimmer palette, and maybe that'll be nice companion pieces for each other. So the lashes are wonderful, and they are my favorite lashes. I think that they are something that it's affordable, they're very functional and doable. I cut mine usually in half. I think that they're a great option. I don't like to spend too much money on lashes. So, well, I hope all of you are having a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.